Hi, I'm Tom Farrer, the producer of Mirror's Edge, the new IP from DICE and EA, and you are watching tvgrey.pl. We looked at a lot of first-person games, and we love first-person games, but they're always very much centered on a gun or shooting or something like that. And we kind of felt that the person had been lost in there somewhere, and we wanted to really put the person back into first person. That was kind of like one of our mantras when we were making the game, and we wanted to create something that allowed you to move through an urban environment differently. Normally you get stuck on things, you can't pass barriers, small fences, or hedges you can't get past. So we wanted to build a first-person movement game, basically, where you can sort of climb and move around the environments. And this isn't, it's not a science fiction game. It's, it's set, tomorrow kind of thing. It's a city that we've created ourselves. It's our own fiction, but we've just taken things that are happening, kind of around the world, and we've just extrapolated those things a little bit, and we've kind of melded them all to one. So it's a very controlled society. It's not like 1984 or something like that. People are happy there. It's just that they've had to give up a lot of freedoms for this comfortable life. That's one of the sort of central questions of the story, is kind of how much freedom are you willing to give up for a comfortable life. And so the heroine of the game is Faith. She is one of these people that didn't want to give up these freedoms and move to the edge of this society. And the story is her story, but I'm not going to actually go into too much more detail about that particular aspect. We want to be very clear that we're not making a shooting game. It's we're making an action-adventure game in first person. So we have puzzle sections. We have like sort of more exploratory areas where you're sort of trying to find your way through the environment, looking around. We have action, so we've got combat, both with melee, and we do have guns in the game. It's just not about guns.
But you can use guns from time to time, right?
You can disarm any enemy you meet in the game, and you can use that weapon for a limited period of time, basically until the bullets run out. So we look at those things as more like a temporary power-up for the player, something that can get you out of a tight spot, but not something you can carry around with you, because you can't really start climbing up walls and things if you're holding a great big rifle.
How do the controls work? I mean, are they in any way comparable to Assassin's Creed, perhaps?
No, not really. I think we wanted to make them simple, but we wanted, it was very important to us that there was an element of skill. So one of the things we wanted to achieve was basically, it's easy to do cool things. Most of the movement's controlled by two buttons, up and down. So that's jump, that's grab, vault, or slide, crouch, all of those kinds of movements. Roll is controlled by down. It's all context-based within the game. But also we have this idea of momentum. So if you push forward on the stick, you accelerate. You do not hit maximum speed. And if you want to maintain that speed and do faster moves and better moves, then you need to maintain your momentum and string those moves together to create like a flow of movement. And that's the kind of element of skill that's involved. So we're not like holding a button down and you're just running at things and stuff is happening. You have to time the button presses correctly for it to happen. We didn't want to make a parkour game or a free-running game. That's not what we wanted to do. We wanted to create like a first-person action-adventure that had, movement and, movement around the environment. So parkour, yes, was definitely a big influence for us, but it wasn't something, we didn't set out to make a game that was about that. But there is, an awful lot of movement in the game.